Nice to see you once again, Agent. There's a reason why we have such great health insurance here at Corporate Horror. Agents often need it. Anyways, I have another case that is primed and ready to go. This one I think you're particularly going to enjoy. It also includes an audio log that I think is going to be essential for your research, but always be careful. Safety is the #1 priority here at Corporate Horror. That and integrity. Anyways, Agent, I'm going to leave it right here on my desk. It'll be there for you at your viewing pleasure. Once again, the creatures, the Rorschach monsters, left the hallway. By the time they left, I realized I had been glued to my peephole in my door. When I turned around, I realized morning had become night. I looked out the window to see if anything had stayed in the courtyard. As far as I could tell, there wasn't any of them. I thought it might be getting dangerous for me. Staying hidden away was not going to be safe for much longer. All those creatures had to realize was that they were stronger than my front door. I grabbed my duffel, filled it with as much of my belongings as I could. The entire time I charged my laptop. By the time I was packed with everything else, I packed my laptop too. I called a cab and had it take me to a motel on the far side of the city. It was desolate and poor, but the doors were made of metal. So I felt a little safer before the monsters showed up. I took out my computer and began to type out everything else I had discovered and the rest of my experiences up until now. I learned why they were after me, my sin. The bodyguard on the yacht was a drunk and a junkie. The software employee who tried to rape his coworker was lustful. For most of my life, I have never given a shit about anybody else, and I think that is why the Rorschachs are coming after me. In the hallway, when I let the woman be ripped apart, I ignored her and let her die to see what they would do. At that moment, the monsters changed into their shapes even more. The problem is, knowing this doesn't exactly help. I've never tried to look after others. That is the only way it has been for me. Still, distancing myself from others might keep me from having to stick my neck out and keep those monsters from changing further. 4 days passed and no Rorschachs in sight. I was beginning to think that maybe they didn't know where I was. Until the 5th day. Sunset came, and the parking lot was full of them, twice as many as there were in my apartment. I would have started to panic, but there was some luck. They had lost most of their shape. They were starting to look more like gray humanoid aliens rather than their blocky, abstract shape. Thinking that my plan was working, I tried to distract myself. I updated my posts online. I sat down and watched some TV, but I couldn't get invested in what was on. I got up and checked out the window every 5 minutes. It took me some time, but I started to question why no one came in or left their motel rooms. I even began to become a little scared for whatever staff was working in the office. I felt lucky. I must have chosen the most desolate motel in the entire city. Relying on luck only got me so far. A homeless person wandered into the lot, and his drunken ass sobered up really quickly when he realized he was surrounded by monsters he had never seen before. He tried to run past them, but they got closer and closer to the bum, closing any gaps between them he could run through. I could see their skin begin to shake and grow as the creatures knew I had no intention to save the man. Their mutations only made the homeless man more scared. He fell onto his back. They were practically on top of him when they all looked up from a sound I never expected to hear. I could hear my own voice. "Leave him alone," I yelled. I had left my room and tried to save the man. My vulnerability made them turn to me, but they stayed still. Some looked back down at the man and left. The rest began to run for the stairs and after me. I thought I would have enough time to get back in, but they were so fast I couldn't make it in time. I tried to swing the door closed, but they forced their way in. As a last-ditch effort, I tried to run for the bathroom. Cut off by their speed, I landed on the bed and waited for death to embrace me. Yet, it never came. When I opened my eyes, all of the creatures simply stared at me. They turned and began to walk out the motel room. I followed, and when they were outside, they walked around the building, and that was the last I heard of them. I don't think my apathy towards others has been cured, but they seem to think I have a chance. They want to give me an opportunity and let me live. For now.
All right, Agent, your next case. You can find all the information here, and as always, any information you'd like to find additionally, you can find at Corporate Horror. And if you'd like to do further research, please check out your previous cases that have been logged here. Might I suggest a case file with more pictures so that reading won't be such a struggle for you? You know, I get paid quite a bit of money to do this job, but not to sit here and stand and watch you look at a file.